Hi. Thank you
How
so
you
much
doing?
for having me.
Not a problem. Thank you for coming. I wasn't as nervous this time asking you for the interview than I was last time I interviewed you. Because I remember you saying, don't be nervous. There's nothing to be nervous about. And I was like, I don't know though.
Oh, well, my goodness. I'm so happy that you reached out to me. And yeah, I dressed up as Micah Bell for you this time to make you feel a little more
Perfect
involved in
timing.
the whole game. It's so funny.
Amazing.
I've had this long hair and I always pull it back. And I thought, I want to see I honestly didn't know what it was going to look like myself because I don't ever just let it dangle like this. But I've got so much daggone hair, I look like a dog or something, kind of, don't I? And it's straight. It's so straight. Oh, I don't know.
I love it. So I wanted this interview to be a bit more, obviously I asked you a lot of questions about Red Dead in my Visible interview, but this time it's more like about the con upcoming. So is this going to be your first con back?
Well, I think there are a couple possible ones before that, but here in the States, there's one that is scheduled for July, I think, in
Cool.
Indiana, which is where I live.
No.
Which would be great to be able to get to because it'll, I'll just drive up the road and I'm there. But I don't know if it's not time yet, then it won't be time yet. But so hopefully by July, we'll all feel safe enough and be able to get going again. But it will be one of the first ones back. I cannot wait. I can't wait. I've been researching Scotland.
I was about to say, have you been? Have you been to Scotland?
No, I've never been.
Wow.
Actually, I was in Europe to get to Kuwait. Flew from the States to Turkey, Istanbul, and then from there on to Kuwait.
Wow.
I've been in an airport in Europe, but I've never been in Europe. I'm so excited.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm still devastated by Birmingham though. That was so sad. Because I had everything planned, all ready to go. All my friends we're all going to meet up, and then it was like, no.
I know. I guess the thing is, it's yeah, definitely tough to catch news that you're not going to be able to. Everybody enjoys these conventions. I mean, they're fun for literally everyone, and when they can't happen, it is heartbreaking. But that may or may not be gone for good. We may be able to still make that happen one way or another. I'm not saying that I will be in Birmingham, but they didn't cancel us. They just postponed us, I guess, as far as being guests there. Mm-hmm. So we may or may not be able to make it there as well. I hope so. I hope we can.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like hearing that it was Edinburgh as well, that's even closer to me than what Glasgow is. So I was just, yes, I was so relieved. So what were you saying, sorry? No, go ahead. I don't even know what I was going to say there.
Oh, well, so this is for a lot of the people at Rockstar Games are British. A lot of the director is British. A lot of the people that work there are British. And we had a conversation one of the times that I was there working. I don't know how it even came up, but where I live in Indiana, I've got to drive 15 minutes to get to work. And so, I mean, it's like I live kind of in the country and there's just not a whole lot between, where I live and where I work. So it's like a 15-minute drive, whatever. But then we take off from there and go do whatever work we do wherever it is. And sometimes it's right around the corner and sometimes it's an hour and a half away, whatever. But I was explaining this to our director one of the times I was there shooting, and he said, that's a lot of traveling, when you live in Europe, you don't really go that far. You don't travel that far on a regular basis. And he was explaining to me, that people would say, yeah, I went all the way to wherever today. And if they're in a pub or something and everybody kind of looks and says, you did, but it's like 20 miles away. It's kind of like it's not common to travel very far, which I guess is convenient. if you don't have to, why would you? But
yeah. It's like with me, I've been to like a couple of cons in London and things like that. And like overall the travel, it's only like, well, it's 5 hours, so it's pretty far away. But I went on a 12-hour bus ride from Edinburgh to London to go to a con. Yeah,
12 hours.
yeah. I
Oh my-
I left at like 11 o'clock at night, got there at 7 in the morning, went straight to the con, and then went home again.
Oh my goodness. That's great. I hope it was worth your time. I hope you had a really,
Oh,
really...
definitely.
I love it. Well, I don't know, like, because I've never been to London. I guess that like if I get to the airport and then I need to get on a train or something, and am I going to be able to figure that out, or am I going to take a train all the way to London when I'm supposed to be going? What? I guess it's probably pretty easy to figure it out, isn't it?
Well, when I first went to London, I did the really stupid thing and got taxis everywhere, and that was so expensive. Like, it never hit me how expensive it would be. And then I was like, oh, because the tubes are so complicated, I don't understand. But eventually I just looked up on Google Maps where to go, and it told me exactly what tube to get, where to go. And I'm like, yes, technology is working.
Yeah, it's just, I guess it's one of those things, if you're not familiar with it, or me anyway, if I don't know where I am, I'm almost certain that I'm going to make the wrong decision and send myself to the wrong place.
Yeah.
But it's usually, I guess it is pretty well spelled out for you, especially on Google Maps. They even tell you where to walk. So I'm sure I'll figure it out.
I got lost walking home today, like just through our park that I normally walk through. And I was like, what street am I on?
That's awesome.
So I used the Google Maps.
That's so great. I love it.
It's literally, you are 3 minutes away.
Oh my gosh. I guess you can get turned around pretty easy if you're in a park. I don't know. Are there a lot of woods and trails and stuff, or is it?
Well, it was, it's because me and my mom and my stepdad were walking the dog, and then we were just following the street, and then it kind of went off onto the grass and not following a path. So I got really confused. And then I left them at the pub to come back and get ready for the interview. And I was like, what way did we go? I can't even remember.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh wow.
That's just my sense of direction.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on which way I'm facing, but sometimes I was in New York City, and the way that city is laid out, it's almost impossible to get lost because it's all just squares. And the way that but I got lost, and my phone said walk north or whatever. And so I started walking, and I wasn't going north, and it kept turning me around. I stood on these four corners for about an hour trying to figure out where in the world I was supposed to go. I was frustrated, thinking, I'm holding a phone in my hand telling me where to go, and I still can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm just sharing. I guess people by now probably know that with technology, I just don't have a chance. I'm one of those people that just doesn't have a chance. I'm not going to get it right. I'm not. And I'm whatever.
Well, I remember you saying that even now you're not a gamer. But I remember you putting on Instagram the other day that you were playing Red Dead, and I was like, oh, he's changed. He's gone to the dark side.
No, I did have so much fun. I played the first chapter, and that was I don't know if it was a couple months ago or when. Not too far ago, but we got snowed out of work, and there was so much snow on the ground that I couldn't even do anything at home. I couldn't. I just was kind of stuck. Like, so that's what it took for me to even have an opportunity to sit down and try to play. It's not that I don't have interest. It's because I have
no time,
a regular job, and I have a wife and twin 9-year-old boys who are like tornadoes, and they're awesome. But they're like, there's no way that I just can sit down and play a video game, especially, I mean, I think our kids would be okay to see the stuff that you see in Red Dead Redemption or 2 or whatever, but it's just kind of like, it might be kind of weird. Anyway, I finally had that opportunity where there was nothing else that I could do. And so I got to play, and it was really, really awesome. So I only got through the first chapter, but so I got time. I got time to play later at some point, you know. But.
Yeah, what is somebody was saying to me the other day, is it weird that when you were asked to go back to Red Dead Redemption 2, were you kind of weirded out that it wasn't centered around John Marston? It was kind of like around a completely different character, or were you kind of really welcome to that? Or
Well, no, I loved it. I mean, I thought it was great. I was just really so happy to be asked back in the first place, because spoiler, I don't know if you still need to do a spoiler alert for that long ago, but I just didn't know how they could move forward with John Martson. So we had a lot of conversations over the phone and a lot of emails back and forth before all this actually came to fruition, I guess, as far as shooting it goes. But I didn't go there and just show up on the first day and find out that John wasn't the playable character. But it was very cool to watch someone else play the role of the playable character. And it was so cool to watch Roger, as talented as he is. Mm-hmm. I swear, I mean, I know that I've said this so many times, but the truth is I sat there and watched him, and I thought, you act like you've done this for 20 years.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And it was really, it was very educational for me I watched him do things that made me better. Absolutely. And it was just kind of funny, because I thought, I've already done that.
Yeah.
I wish I had seen him do all of his work before I ever did mine in Red Dead Redemption. It would have been better. I would have been more educated. But it was great, and it was very entertaining. You know, that's the other aspect of it that I think a lot of people don't realize, is that because you're doing performance capture, you're in the same room with everyone, and you're watching people act, and so it's like going to school, almost like being in a class, because you're learning as you go. And it was fascinating and so fun, and really a great experience.
That's so good. Another thing I was wondering, when obviously there is a lot of emotional stuff in this game. Like I just played it, it's my 8th playthrough, and the ending still gets me every single time. Was there a moment in particular while you were shooting where you felt really emotional, or were you kind of like, I know this is my job, this is just what I need to do, I need to get on with it? Or were you just like, no, I can't handle this?
Well, I will say that the ending, like you were just talking about, how it gets you every time, that was a combination of, so when we get the script for these games, we don't get the entire script at once. We get it in sections, and those sections usually aren't in order. So it's really hard to know exactly what the story is, because it just doesn't, you don't have it. You don't have the story until you've shot enough towards the end of production where you can kind of piece it all together and think, like, I think this is what's going on. I mean, it's really like that. You don't know exactly what's going on. But so the scene, the end of the game, and I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want a chance spoiling anything for anyone, but that moment, that scene was shot. That was the very last scene that we did on the performance capture side of things. We did some stuff in the sound booth afterwards, but as far as performance capture goes, that was it. And it was not, I didn't work for 5 years, but a lot of people, I think Roger worked for 5 years.
Yeah.
And of course, all of the Rockstar people who had been working on this game for years before any of us knew that it even existed or was going to possibly be a thing, they all kind of gathered on the stage. Which isn't normal. I mean, most of the time these people are up in their own offices doing different things that are in the same building, a lot of them, but never on stage. So during that scene, there were so many people out there that worked for Rockstar, knowing that this part of the game also this part of production, which is like a big finale for a lot of people. And
Wow.
it was, and I'm starting to get kind of emotional talking about
I'm emotional hearing it.
Oh my goodness. I want to tell you, and I asked our director too several times, how emotional is John right here? Because I really honestly, I thought I'm gonna cry. Rob, I am gonna cry. And if John is, then I can make that look real natural because I'm going to anyway. But if he finally realized what it was I was asking him, he said, John Marston does not cry. I thought, okay, all right, I get it. I knew that anyway. But yeah, oh my, it was so emotional. There were a lot of other things that were kind of emotional as well, but in a different way, obviously. But Callie Moore, who played Abigail Marston in Red Dead Redemption 2, who's so great. She's married to Matt, her husband Matt, who's a really great guy. And then I am married also, my wife Taylor. But that proposal scene between John and Abigail out on the boat, that was something that I thought, oh my goodness, I'm getting choked up again because I didn't propose to my wife that way, but just that, trying to make it as real as possible. It gave me a lot of memories of when I did propose to my wife, and I did cry like a baby then.
Oh.
I'm kind of a crier. In real life, but only when I'm happy, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, there were a lot of, I guess, fun and emotional things. Not all of them really devastating, but some just happy, like, gosh, this is just a great moment, So
I guess obviously that would have been like the last scene of you doing your performance capture, but at the same time it's kind of like you're saying goodbye to each other in real life as well, because it's like you've also been working together for 5 years, and now it's kind of like, well, I need to go and do my own other thing now. So I take it that has that other emotional hit as well.
It was I guess the thing is yeah, with Roger, for sure, we knew that we were going to remain friends. I mean, we're actually friends, and we still are. And there's a big portion of the people that worked on the game that still interact on a daily basis. I mean, we have a chain where we text each other, and I don't know how many people are even on it, but on a daily basis, we're cracking jokes, and somebody will book a job, and we all celebrate that, or whatever's going on, we all stay in touch, which is great. So I can't say that I knew Roger and I weren't going to be friends anymore, because that wasn't how either.
Oh, no.
I know that's not what you're saying, but so the people who did know the Rockstar side of production, the people that did know more of, okay, this is what the story is from the beginning to the end, and the process that it took over that amount of time to get all that material captured, and not just captured, but at the level that they like to, the quality of the performance and everything. It was pretty overwhelming for a lot of them, knowing the mountain that they had to climb. And you get halfway up, and it doesn't feel like you're any closer to the top, and then you get 3/4 of the way up, and you still got this much more work to do. And then finally, at that moment when they thought this part of this production is now complete, finally, it was a huge accomplishment by all the people from Rockstar, and I wish that everyone could see how these people work together and help each other and encourage each other. It's one of the most fascinating. I've never seen it anywhere else. I've had a lot of different jobs. And it's just the atmosphere that they have there is incredible. And if every company operated like Rockstar does, there would be so much progress. There's just too much politics and cutthroat and whatever, this and that, in businesses, where it makes it difficult for anybody to really get anything done, I think. But there, Oh my gosh, it's like a really well-oiled machine, and for all of them to have that moment at the end there and to really appreciate it together, that was awesome too. They earned it. They all
Oh,
earned it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was speaking to Steve the other day, Steve J. Palmer, and we were talking about like the routines and things that you guys had, like your little on-set rituals. And he was telling me stories about you smoking your continuous cigarettes and your Diet Coke. That was your thing. So was there anything else that you did to prepare yourself before going onto the stage, or?
Oh goodness. Well, I did think that I didn't realize I was doing. I didn't. So I would pace a lot, in between takes. I would pace because I guess it made me help remember my lines and try to work through the instructions I was given as far as how the scene's going to look and what I need to do physically throughout the scenes while I'm saying my lines. That if you don't do that every day, it can be kind of a lot to absorb.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, through the process, I got more and more comfortable with it. But I started doing things that I was unaware of that
Mm-hmm.
people later I recognized were making fun of me for doing, which was awesome because just the relationship we all had with each other was great. But I would pop my knees, standing there, I would pop, and so I don't know. That was just kind of like a nervous thing I would do, I guess. There was a time where I just didn't have the energy that I needed to have for John to be the situation, whatever it was. And so the director, we did a couple takes, and finally the director said, "Are you tired? Are you tired? What's going on with you?" And I thought, "No, I'm not. I don't know." And he said, "Jump up and down. Just jump up and down for a little while. You need to get your energy." So I didn't ever want that to happen again. So I started before every scene, just standing there jumping up and down. Because it was like, all right, I know what I need to do. I know where I need my energy level to be. And so, yeah, I mean, every now and then I would see someone like walk in circles and then stop and crack their knees and then start jumping up and down. And I would look over and I would think, man, you're making fun of me right in front of me. So it was fun. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know that Alex McKenna, who played Sadie Adler, she and I had a funny thing where when we would get into our bounty hunting missions and do all that really fun, cool stuff, we would get a scene done and then we would do this real goofy dance when they decided to select one. And I don't think that we ever really even talked about it. I mean, we would laugh about it, but it wasn't like, "Oh, we got it, let's dance." We just kind of started doing it one day, and then that became where so much fun, so much fun.
Oh, so back to what we were saying before, and you kind of mentioned this. So, what obviously you wanted to cry a lot during like the scenes and stuff, but you said that John almost wasn't allowed to. So, do you think John's a kind of emotionally vulnerable person, or he's just trying to kind of push everything back? Is he a bottler? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how anyone that lived John's life could be real emotionally stable just from the beginning. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Orphanage, then running away, then growing up with a gang, which they were family to him, and he definitely felt that being a part of a group and that comfort of that, which everyone needs, whatever. But the stuff that he experienced, through that life, it would be tough to expect anyone to really be all there, and be real stable. But I think too, John was, he was, I think, jealous of Arthur and really wanted that same respect from everyone, all of his peers, I guess, that he saw Arthur get, and he hadn't earned it yet. So I think that was frustrating for him for a long time. And I think probably, like in real life, when people are frustrated or maybe lacking something in their life, they act out, and maybe that's part of it too. You know what I mean? Like just not, you've got this and you don't know what to do with it, and you push it on to someone else because what do you do with it? You don't know how to handle it, and so it's unfortunate. But I think he grew out of that. I hope part of it.
This just came into my head, but I'm just thinking as you're speaking now. I was thinking, was Rip Van Winkle improvised?
Yeah. No, you know the thing about that, and this is the truth. And it's kind of funny, but there, because I live in Indiana and would travel back and forth from New York to Indiana, whatever. There were a couple things, performance capture wise, that I didn't do the performance capture for. I did the voiceover in the sound booth afterwards, and that was one of them. So when they did that scene, I actually wasn't even there.
Oh my God.
But I saw it. Of course, I saw it in the sound booth. They had a screen, and they said, "Okay, all you got to say right here is Rip Van Winkle." So that's really about what I knew about that too. I didn't know, and I was like, "Rip Van Winkle," and they said, "Yeah, just say it."
Oh my God.
It turns out to be one of the things that I love to hear about, and I think people celebrate a lot. But I said the words, but that wasn't me. I don't know.
It does sound like one of those lines where it's just like, quick, say a name now. And you're like, this.
No, I'm not that witty. I would have said something stupid probably, but that is funny. I love it that people love that so much. But I'll tell you this is something that most people don't know, probably. And I think maybe the reason I wasn't there, and I've forgotten about this myself, but I do construction work, and throughout the whole process of traveling back and forth, on the weeks that I was home, I would work for my brother-in-law doing construction work, primarily concrete, but we do whatever. I still work there. I still enjoy it. But we were using a skid loader, and we were drilling holes because, like if you see on the side of a building where there's a garage door where a lot of deliveries are made, there are those pipes that stick out of the ground. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you've ever really seen them or thought much about them, but those things, if you're going to back into a door, you're going to ruin the door, but you back into that pipe and that can be replaced a lot more easily and probably less expensive, whatever. So we were putting a bunch of those in, and I got run over by the skid loader.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I swear it was the craziest thing. It happened so fast, and I don't know. It was probably my fault. Let's just say it was my fault. But I got pinned underneath this skid loader, and it had these tracks on it. And he almost ran all the way over me because he didn't know that he had hit me until I reached up and slapped the door on the front of the thing.
Oh my God.
I was like, "Hey!"
Oh my God.
Well, so I had this thing. I don't know how much those things weigh, but that thing didn't budge when it hit me, and it was on my foot, and almost, if he'd gone another inch, it would have broken my leg. There's no question.
Oh my God.
But he backed it off of me, and I didn't know for sure right away, but I think my foot's probably broken.
No.
Eventually that day, I went to the hospital and found out, yeah, your foot's broken. And so I had surgery, and I had a screw put in my foot to screw this bone back to where it needed to be. And so that was like, I don't even know what part, maybe right in the middle of shooting Red Dead Redemption 2. So I was gone. I was actually gone for 8 months probably, because
wow,
I could have used my voice, but the performance capture, I have to walk, and you can't, have John just limping all of a sudden out of nowhere with no explanation. So that may have been the time when they did Rip Van Winkle, and that may not.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's probably why I wasn't there, because I got run over by a skid loader.
Oh my God. I think it would have made that scene a lot more special when you're like Rip Van Winkle and you can't even stand up.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe I'll make an Instagram video of it or something, and we can share that. Oh, good.
A big cast on your foot.
Crazy.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I completely lost track of thought there.
I'm so sorry. I just went out on a tangent.
No, it's so odd. That was amazing. So, oh my God. I'm so professional. I have so much in my head.
No, that's great. This is really, I'm enjoying this. And I'm just seeing myself again now. I've been looking at the camera this entire time and now I look at myself and I think, daggone, man, don't ever do that again. Look at that hair. It's crazy. And it's so hot in the chicken coop. I feel like it's 1,000 degrees. I don't know how, like your hair is down. And when it's hot outside, how do you do that? It's so hot.
It is. Well, it was freezing earlier, and as soon as I got in the house and put all the heating on, now because my ring light's on as well, I'm like feeling it, and I'm like, it is roasting.
It's hot. Oh my goodness. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely need my haircut as well. I feel you there, 100%.
Yeah, I've never had long hair like this, and I figured, yeah, let's see what happens. Also, I'm going bald, I think. So if I ever wanted to do this in my life, I had to do it now.
Do it now.
Before I can't do it anymore. I think I'm getting a little thin back here.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you've heard about this actor, but Troy Baker, he's in his 40s and he's just had a son and everything. And he was like, one day just went, oh, fuck it. And he's got this big mohawk now. And it's like back there and he's got it all shaved and it looks so amazing. And I'm like, wow, you're in your 40s and you're rocking a mohawk. That's just amazing to me.
I love that. I love it. Yeah, I got to check that out. I'm sure it looks great. That's awesome. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's one of those things where, for me too, I do construction work. So it's not like I have to really look presentable there.
No.
All I have to do is work hard, keep my mouth shut and work hard. And I'm doing what my boss probably wants me to do most, right? I don't think he cares if I have long hair or not. But the other thing is, even if I'm acting, the work that I've gotten that has gotten any recognition really is through video game, John Marston. So, I could be bald myself, and then John could have whatever hair you give him. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't have to cut my hair. There's nobody telling me that I should, yeah, whatever. I mean, whatever.
Who cares? Oh my God. Honestly, what is wrong with me today? I think I'm just really tired.
Well, no, I think you're great. I think that you asked me a question and I answer part of it, and then I just start talking about something.
A total tangent.
I'm talking about hair. You didn't ask me about that. I apologize.
No, it's totally fine.
I'll try and keep it together.
So when you were shooting, was there a moment where it kind of hit you like, oh my God, this is probably gonna be the last time I see John again?
Oh my gosh. There were times where I thought this is actually the end of it, and I was wrong. The way they do this stuff is they and I shouldn't say that this is the way it is every time because I don't know, but they are done with everything, and then they have testers come in and they have all the stuff that they do on the technical side of it, which I can't try to explain because I don't understand it. So it would be silly for me to try to explain it, but they find things that maybe need something added to or something taken away from, whatever. And if there's something that needs added or whatever the case may be, then we'll come back and I think they call it a glue shoot, where you've got all these little pieces and you got to just glue them all together. And so you think that you're done and you think that you're done, and then all of a sudden you're back again, which everybody loves. Oh, we're going to do it some more. That's awesome. I can't wait to get back. But I think that the shoot that we did that I was talking about earlier, the finale, whatever, we did everything that we never went back in after that. So that actually was the very last piece. At least I didn't, and I don't think Roger did either. Other people may have gone back to do this and that, whatever, but that was it. It was a lot of emotional, fun, cool people. I think too, and I know I said this already, but for the Rockstar people to be as talented and as cool as they are, it was really cool to see them celebrate. Yeah. It was really, really cool.
If you could ask John one question, what would it be?
Oh, wow. Oh, what'd you eat? I don't know. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Oh, I guess the difficult thing is, I mean, you know, John, and obviously his character is well developed by the cutscenes and whatever's going on in the game that the player doesn't have control over. But a lot of it, John, is who you make John be, the person playing the game, right? As far as what's John interested in? Does John want to go pick flowers? Does John want to go take pictures? Does John want to, what does he want to do? You know, so I guess as far as, you know, what I would be interested in knowing about John, based off of the stuff that everyone knows about John, is, you know, John definitely changed when he left the gang and decided that he wanted to just focus in on being a husband and a father and living more of a straight life, you know, when he
really grew up. Yeah.
I guess I would wonder, you know, what took you so long? You had this was coming. What took you so long?
That's nice. Oh, that's really nice. Do you know what made John leave for that year that everyone was talking about? Do you know why he left, or if there was a real reason behind it?
I don't know why. I don't know why he left. And I think that I asked about that. I know for sure I asked one time about John's daughter, because if you play Red Dead Redemption, there's a conversation that John has with Bonnie McFarlane where he kind of explains to her who he is and what he's doing. And during that conversation, he mentions that he had a daughter, but she died. And then we're doing a prequel, and there's young Jack, but still no daughter. So I said, where's the daughter? What, he had a daughter, right? And I said the scene again and reminded of him what I was talking about. And they said, yeah, she died. I know. How did she die? Where is she? And they said, yeah, she died. That was the answer I got. So I don't know anymore, but I did ask that question, and that's all I got. So I don't know.
So the game has such a huge connection with fans. I gotta say, I've played it so many times. And the last conversation I had with you on the phone, I even got choked up telling you about it. And you were like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, fine. But how does it make you feel, like, when a fan walks up to you and just says, this is how much this game means to me, it's how much it helps me, and it's your guys' performances that have helped me? How does that make you feel as an actor and as a person?
Oh my goodness. I think well, so for one thing, excuse me, when you're working on a game that is like Red Dead Redemption, any part of the series where it's like this rough cowboy, tough guy, all this fun, some funny, but you know, usually just like really intense stuff that you're working on. I don't know that you ever kind of think like this work that we're doing right now is going to help someone get through a tough time in their life. It just it doesn't seem like it was ever something that entered my mind. So when I started hearing people tell me that, and I've heard so many people tell me that at this point, I'm so happy that I was part of something that helped someone through a difficult time. Not only because I can see on that person's face that they're telling me the truth, it's a genuine something that someone's sharing with me, I appreciate the fact they're sharing it with me, but I also recognize that they're not lying. It really did help them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I love that. But I also, everyone, we all go through things in our life. All of us do. So I can think, tough times in my life, what it was that I did to get through them, or maybe escape from that reality, read a book or whatever it was. And I know how much I appreciated having those options in my life during those times. And so it's really, I think it's so cool to have been part of something like that. Like I said before, that people were able to use as a crutch, or, however you want to define it. But also, I just think it's really cool that people are willing to share that with me, because that's some pretty emotional stuff. I know because I've experienced it myself. And I don't know if I would have the guts to go up to someone and say, hey, you're not aware of this, but I just want to let you know, thank you, because, and I think that I don't know if I would have the guts to do that. So I appreciate it for so many different reasons. And I'm so happy that it was an option for people to use this game as an escape. I love that. Love it.
Yeah, the game is so vast. I think the reason why I find it so helpful to me was like, it could be something simple, like if I'm really stressed, I could just go home, put my headphones on, and just listen to Arthur slowly burst into song while he's riding his horse. I'm like, oh, this is what I needed.
Yes.
Or like hearing a story around the campfire, or singing along to Ring Dang Do. Like, that's what I need when I'm feeling down.
I love that. I love it so much. It really, I think the way that they're able to tell a story, and also allow the player to create the story, his or herself, while they're playing the game. I mean, you have so many things that you could do to help write this story that you're experiencing. So it becomes something more, than watching a movie or reading a book. I mean, you have creative control in this whole process of playing this game. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know how writers, and they have this vision and they understand it in their head somehow before they get it down on paper, and before they piece it all together with the action and it's genius. It's brilliance. Mm-hmm. And thank God we all get to experience it. It's
I think a lot of people would call me heartless when I say this, but like, I find it really hard to cry at movies and things like that. But when it comes to games, I'm like, floodgates open. I need therapy. I need help.
Well, you helped create that story, though. I think, I mean, it becomes because you're able to make so many different choices. It's really when and you're so comfortable, because I think you just become so comfortable with being Arthur Morgan or John Marston or whatever game that you're playing. You know what I mean? That when that's taken away from you, it's a part of you that's being taken away. So it's not just watching a movie and seeing something happen that you disagree with. You didn't you watched the entire movie. You didn't contribute, You were part of that. So I think I get what you're saying. I think maybe that's a reason why. I don't think you're heartless.
I hope not. I couldn't do the job I was doing if I was heartless. Oh my God.
Yes, and please let everyone know how much of an angel you are on your job when you're not doing this and you're taking care of people. You should be very proud of that.
Yeah, I'm a care assistant for elderly people with dementia.
Yes. Angel. I mean, an angel. I don't know if you knew this, but my children, both of our boys, are autistic. And so there have been a lot of people in our lives that have been therapists for this or that or whatever aspect of what's going on. When they go to school, they go to a mainstream school, but they go to a special education room.
Yeah.
The people, it is, I don't know if like what you do and what people that help take care of special needs people, I don't know if you fully understand the appreciation that the family members have for you and the work that you do and the care that you provide. You have to know you are literally an angel to all of them.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much. It's you've just got a huge heart, and thank you for
Thank
sharing.
you. That genuinely means the world to me, especially hearing about your sons, because this is me getting a bit personal here, but I'm not afraid to share this kind of stuff. But I'm dyspraxic, so I'm somewhat on the spectrum and I struggle with these kind of things. But recently I've been having a lot of sensory overloads. I've been struggling a lot with socialization. So I've looked into getting assessed for autism. And I'm not saying it's going to change anything. It won't change anything about me or anything. It's just kind of naming the monster that's kind of been annoying me for so long. So yeah, I can completely sympathize with that. And, I completely understand.
Well, I hope that you find the answers that you're looking for if you do decide to do that. And you know what? It's just kind of a thing. What I've recognized by having children with special needs is that, okay, they're different. They're a little bit different than other kids who are mainstream, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But so it's made me more sympathetic to things that maybe I just didn't recognize at all before, because I didn't. I wish I had, but now I do. So I'm more sympathetic. But it also has made me realize that there's a lot of stuff about me that's really probably really weird, but there's no label for it. But I'm
absolutely.
weird. I'm weird, just like every one of us is different in whatever way. Every one of us has a level of insecurity and all the different things. So it's it just kind of makes me recognize that, we have an opportunity, and thank God we have an opportunity to take care of each other.
Absolutely.
And be kind to each other and enjoy each other and include each other and all of the things that we all want. We can provide that for everyone, and I hope that people do. I know that you do, and I love it. I love it.
That's the thing. I've told you about this thing that I'm working on for you, Alex and Roger, and it's a very communicative thing, and I just didn't realize how amazing. I know this community is amazing. It's right there in front of us. We know how amazing it is, but to have contact with everybody, and they're sharing their work and what they do, and it's just amazing. And the fact that you guys basically created what this is, it's just amazing, and I just can't thank you guys enough. It's just amazing.
So happy. I'm so happy. The community, like you're saying, not only very talented and people willing to share their talent, but people are so cool to each other within this community. And that is awesome. It could be very different, and it could be a lot of, oh, I wish I didn't read that or see that or whatever. But people,
a lot of drama.
People are cool. I love that. Hang out, be cool, enjoy your life. Let people enjoy their lives too. It doesn't take anything away from you if someone else is happy. That's people seem to get it, and I think that that's really cool.
I think it's awesome that you've got people's artwork in your chicken coop, like fans' artwork. It's incredible. I love it.
I love it too. I love it so much, and I think it's so funny too that you just casually you've got people's artwork in your chicken coop. Like the fact that I'm in a chicken coop is so outrageous.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's the coolest chicken coop in the world. I promise you. I love it so much. I love it, and I'm surrounded by just really, really cool stuff. I love it. It's so fun.
Well, I am so excited to meet you in October, and I know there's so many people out there that really want to say hi and things. So I'm excited to get this thing out to you, and to chat to you and just get to know you better. It'd be great. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, I can't wait, and I know that Roger and Alex feel the same way. We love you. We appreciate what you're doing, and it's going to be so much fun. I mean, it's going to be so much fun. So everyone out there, please come join us, and we're going to party. We're going to be partying.
Oh yeah.
My goodness. Well, thank you so much again for having me on too as well. It's been great to catch up with you. And
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun. Sorry, I was a bit like all over the place, but I thought I was going to be a bit more prepared, but clearly I wasn't.
No, you were great. You were great. This way is way more comfortable for me. And it's probably, if anything, knocked you off your game. It's because I tend to go off on tangents. But I like conversational stuff. That's what this felt like to me. And I really appreciate you hanging out. Again, thank you so much for having me on.